So hey guys, today is a little bit different. I thought I'd start to show you a few of my little tips and tricks around the holiday season and how I managed to do the holidays on a budget. And this is inspired by Jasmine and Otis. So many of you have requested to see more of them on the video. So let me quickly show you how they're doing this morning. Okay, I've got you in my laundry room where I also keep all of Jasmine and Otis's things. Their food, leashes, and most importantly, this is their treat shelf. And you can see we are really low on our treats. Normally we have these two filled with what we call their toothbrushes or their little minty denties. They get one a day to brush their teeth. And then we have the bulk treats that anytime we're outside and they come in like they're supposed to, they know they're gonna get a little treat. A lot of times I'll break these milk bones in half and that sort of thing. So we're pretty low. So today is one of Jasmine and Otis's favorite days. Today is the day that Mom goes to get and stock up on treaties. Jasmine, you ready for a treaty? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, the reason this is inspired by Jasmine and Otis is the place where I typically shop for a lot of their treats and collars and beds and all those things, a lot of you may not have heard of if you live outside of Florida. So we have a chain of stores called Bells. They're a little like a TJ Maxx, I guess is the closest thing I would compare them to. So they have a lot of various items marked down at good prices. And I find the coolest things for the pups in those shops. But I also check into places like Bill's this time of year to do some early Christmas shopping and get some good deals. They are starting to put out a lot of the Christmas. They're starting to put the fall on sale. And right beside my Bill's outlet is a Michael's. Michael's, same thing. Michael's already has their fall decor marked down 50 and 60% off because they're putting in Christmas. It's not even Halloween yet. And I'm gonna just take you along with me and I'm going to share with you what I might find and share with you the things that I look for this time of year so that I can save money, stay on budget, and still enjoy my holiday season. And this has worked for me for years. Okay, I'm back and I've got a little haul for you because I scored really well today. Here in Lakeland, we have TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ross, Marshalls, and this chain of stores called Bells. They're all kind of along the same lines. And I have a Bells near me, very close to me, and I have found that they have the best section, one of the best sections of like pet items. So does Home Goods, but I would say Bells is just as good as Home Goods. And I often go in there about once a month because they carry some treats that Jasmine and Otis love. So first off, let me show you the treats they got. So I get their little dental sticks from there. They each get half a stick a day, and there's 20 in this pack. And I don't know about you guys, but I think things are expensive now. So I get this 20 pack for $6. So I think that's pretty good. And the same brand, the Kind Rewards brand, they've got the little small, these are perfect for their daily when they come in the door properly and behave for like reward treats. And they're the perfect size. And I got all of these, it's a 20-ounce bag for $7. So for about, $13, I've got treats for almost a month. I think that's a good deal. Now, what is happening now at stores like Bell's and TJ Maxx and all those places, I love to start going in there more regularly this time of year because they're starting to put out the Christmas stuff, and I find some good deals on certain things there, and they're putting all their fall stuff on sale. Now, a lot of the fall stuff has already been picked over in those stores, but I still kind of peek around and look and see if there's anything that I might be able to use during the holiday seasons. I did not find anything at Bell's today, nor was I really looking for a whole lot because I'm pretty well stocked on fall items. Because my first tip to you before this season even begins is when Halloween is over, I usually go to the shops then and look for stuff really marked down, and that's when I look for things like ribbons and decorative items. I did that last year, so I'm pretty well stocked on a lot of decorative things like ribbon and any kind of decor, and I don't use a whole lot, but I love ribbon. And I save a ton of money by shopping ribbon when the holiday is over. So I'm well stocked there. But what I did find at Bell's today, they were already putting out a lot of their Christmas items. And let me show you what I got. So first up, I found the prettiest wrapping paper set. Now I love this. This has got like, it's hard to see, but it's a woodland creature. It's a green. That's also a craft paper with gold trees, and then another green with like berries. And what's nice about this is I always keep craft paper on hand, so I can supplement this with craft paper. This also matches the ribbons I got last year. I was able to find like beautiful ribbons, even at Anthropologie, that beautiful velvet ribbon marked down after the holidays. So I'm really excited about this because I love this look. I love this tied with like a velvet ribbon. And I got all three of these total. I spent $9, so like $3 a roll. And I don't know about you, that is pretty cheap. And this is called the Premium Gift Wrap. So I think it's a pretty good quality. At least it certainly looks like it is. Now I scored big today because I'm always on the hunt for blue and white. You guys know I love blue and white. And I found this pot for scale. Here's my head. And these things are starting to get really expensive. And I love to pick these up and have blue and white pots on hand because I've shared in past videos how I like to make my own orchid arrangements. Now, I used to pay to have the florist do that for me, but it became so expensive, I just couldn't afford it. So now I like to make my own, and I really love to make them during the holiday season. So I found this for $16. This would be at least $35 in other places. So I'm quite pleased with this. It's hard to find these anymore. And just, you know, just to give you some ideas, if you pick little things like this up, you can create your own arrangements for people. You can give them as gifts. So, you know, orchids now, I can usually get them from anywhere from $12 to $15, depending on the size and where I get them. A lot of people find them at Trader Joe's now. And then I have my own floral materials, and I can make a beautiful arrangement in this, either for myself or I can give it as a gift. And I will probably not even have, you know, $50 in it. Probably be around $40 that I'll have total in this. So I think that's a really nice gift when a lot of these things now, if you get them from the florist, are costing upwards to $200. So I know that's an extravagant thing, and we don't all need orchids and arrangements, but they make me happy, and I am always looking for ways to have those things at a much cheaper cost. Okay, the other thing they have out now at a lot of these shops are these kind of to-go coffee mugs, and these were so cute because they had, for the coffee sleeve, the little like gingerbread houses. And I do like to set up a seasonal coffee bar like everybody else does. I think it's a lot of fun. And during the holiday season, there will be a lot of people kind of coming in and out, especially on Advent Sundays. So I think it's nice to have a cute to-go cup. And then if you don't use them all this year, just save them and use them for next year. I think I've got about 3 left from last year that I need to use up. But I find these to be a good price at these shops, $5 for all of these. The other thing I look for and always find a good deal on at these shops, especially Belle's, is they put out their Christmas cards. And I think these are the prettiest Christmas cards. I don't know if you can see them for the glare, but I love this look, and I think it goes well with my whole, you know, aesthetic, if you will. So I did find a box of Christmas cards. There's 20 cards in here, $8. You can't even buy them that cheap at Dollar Tree. I mean, come on. And in keeping with the whole coffee bar, I noticed that our Belle's carries these Skinny Girl or Skinny mixes, and they had these little mixes here for $5. I can put them in prettier containers, but I got a white chocolate mocha and a salted caramel. These are 0 calories, 0 sugar. This is the kind of stuff Bill loves, the 0 sugar stuff, and he likes to make his coffee a little fancy on the weekends. So I thought these would come in handy from now until and through the Christmas season. Now, beside my Bell's store that's very close to me is a Michael's. Now, I can get in trouble in Michael's, and I don't think that Michael's always has the best price on things, but this time of year, they're starting to put a lot of things on sale. And some of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that I've gotten into miniatures. I have a little mouse house with the mylar mice, and I like to decorate the rooms. And I had to really put that on hold for a little while because all that stuff is incredibly expensive. But what I have found at Michael's is that for every holiday, they put out like seasonal miniature decorative items. And then as the holidays come close to an end, they put them on sale. So they've got all their Halloween miniature items on sale right now. So let me show you what I found. Now you have to look all over for miniatures in Michael's because they seem to categorize them with fairy garden material for most of them. And then they do have, like over in the hobby section, some other miniatures. So they had miniatures in the Halloween section, they had miniatures in the fall section, and then they had their hobby section of miniatures. So for the Halloween ones, which were marked 50% off, I found this cute plate of Halloween themed donuts. They've got little spiders and things like that on them. I love that. And then also in the Halloween, and this is why you have to look, because I would use this all the time. They have a champagne set with a tray. Oh, this is so going into, my mouse house has a wine cellar. But yeah, so, you know, these things are expensive usually. This is normally like $7, but marked down to $3.50, I'll grab it. In the fall section, they had a little pumpkin stand with a sign that says pumpkin patch, and this is a pretty good size, pretty significant piece. Normally this would be like $10, but I grabbed it for $5. I thought that was a good deal because I know how much these things cost normally. And then my favorite, oh gosh. Now, I paid regular price for this, but it was not expensive. But this was over in the hobby section for miniatures. It's a brass bar cart with ice bucket. Can you believe? I cannot wait to put this in the living room of my mouse house. Now, some of you who know that I have the mouse house have asked me to share it, especially if I decorate it for the seasons. I plan to be decorating for a lot of Halloween stuff this weekend, so definitely I will share with you the mouse house because it has not been showing up a lot lately just because I did kind of put a no spend on myself because that stuff can get pricey, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole with it, and I had to like put the brakes on for a little bit. But I'm excited because we're going to be decorating for fall in the mouse house, and then I always decorate for Christmas. So anyway, I hope this gives you some idea of how I'm very strategic and very creative about going into the holiday season and trying to stay on budget. Everything is so expensive now, so any way you can find to save money, I'm all for it. And I hope that I maybe gave you some insight on some things to look for in these shops. Like all of them have Christmas cards, I love to send Christmas cards, but that can get expensive. All of them have wrapping paper and decorations and things like that. And most of them have a really nice pet supply station. So that's what I use these shops for. That's what I'm always on the hunt for. And I hope this inspires you to maybe look at those shops a little differently and start hunting out some deals. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.